Alrighty. Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Last Known Classic. This is episode number 2491 and Doubleshot number 2385. We're first talking about a trait for a character who I've talked about in quite a while. That being the woman with the boob window. Power Girl returns! I haven't talked about Power Girl, so I'll talk about Power Girl Power Trip, which is done by, the main story is done by Jim Hamani, Amanda Connor, and Justin Gray with the Jeff John JSA Classified stuff. This, of course, is Return of Power Girl. Yep. And this is basically, a lot of the stuff in this book is basically set up for her new series. Written by Leah Williams, which I'm very familiar with Leah Williams because she wrote X Factor over at Marvel. A book that was actually really good. They got sadly canceled after only 10 issues. Yep. Power Girl returns. This collects stories from Lazarus Planet Assault on Krypton, Action Comics 1051, 1053, The Power Girl Special, and Night Terrors, Action Comics 1 through 2. Yep, this whole issues here is basically... This is quite weird, though, because on the cover, you see her will look like her normal outfit. Inside, she has a jacket. I don't know exactly the reason for this, but it is. Lee Williams. Everything here with Margaret Savage and Vinicio Government on the artwork. Margaret Savage is also the colorist in these issues. This cover here is Stanley Algrim Liu. First, we have Lazarus Planet Assault on Krypton. This cover art is done by Dave Marquez. Yeah, mostly put as just basically kind of... You can think of this issue as, well, kind of in a way how Power Girl gets back to... This is kind of her return to proper continuity. And we see Omen. Yes, Omen is here. And this is basically her reintroduction that would lead into her very brief feature from Action Comics, where it's just a brief 3-part feature. Yes, it's mostly put basically her getting a new costume, which, yeah, to keep the boob window, but, yeah, they basically cover almost all of her skin. Like, yeah, this cool outfit here you see on this cover, you won't see it ever again except on covers. Yeah, this I do now. I'm glad the fact they cut the boots and the gloves. That's fine. But why switch out to show out for sexy legs for pants? I don't get that, but... And of course we also have Nightwing and Beast Boy here. Beast Boy shapeshifted into a cow dog. Yeah, he transformed into a calf, which is so funny. I think that's sort of set up for Beast World, but yeah. You can think of this basically setting up, and of course we also have Supergirl, who's also got a brand new attire. Yep, Supergirl. Long sleeves, pants, no cape. Yep, and these things go along perfectly fine. And also this funny moment here, we have Kara wearing this over-the-top outfit because they're doing like various different stuff here. I just found this to be so fun. Yeah, this is just really good here. And then we see John Kent. I believe this. Yeah, John Kent. Yep. Because, family. And then we have the Power Girl Special, which, of course, this has the variant cover of the awesome look that Jerry Conway gave back in the 80s. This issue mostly put us her interaction with Johnny Sorrow. Those who are not familiar with Johnny Sorrow, he made his first appearance in, I think it was, Secret Origins Villains Giant Tides Book number 1. He's a recurring JSA villain who apparently wears a mask and doesn't take it off. This was basically Power Girl's interaction with him, excuse me. And pretty much in the way, he's kind of course, you also have Superman himself pop up in here as well. which they, for some reason, decided to slightly redesign the classic Superman logo for reasons. Well, It could be the artwork, but it looks very stretched. And then right afterwards, we have Night Terrors, where it's basically Power Girl meeting Cyborg Superman. The reasons. My only guess is the reason I included Night Terrors in here is because they feature Power Girl in the book. Yeah, because she started that series, so why not? So this is basically like Alaska before get her new book. It's all pretty good here. Get this book a 9 out of 10. Alright, next up we have is from Animal Man. We have Animal Man by Grant Morrison, The Lactation, Book 1. Excuse me. This collects the first 13 issues of the 26-issue run for Grant Morrison. Is this run 26 issues? This whole volume? Nope. This run is a whopping 89 issues and had one annual published. Yeah, it is actually longer than the volume 2 by Jeff Lemire. Now, mostly put, you have Anna in his traditional attire, not the relaunch look. He gets basically basically Grant Morrison here on the writing, with Chris Chung and Tom Grimmett on the artwork. This cover here is by Brian Ballard. Yep. This book collects not only the first 13 issues of Animal Man, but also his origin story from Secret Origins number 39. Now, issue 8 is noteworthy for one thing. Introducing us to the second Mirror Master, because the original Mirror Master was killed off during Mr. Christ Infinite Earths. Mostly put also, we're introduced to his supporting cast in these issues. Like, we see him, obviously. We see his wife, his daughter Maxine, and his son Cliff. It's basically also his wife is wearing a shirt that says "World's Greatest Mom." I'm sure probably he probably gave her that or something like that. Yeah. And the first story I can hear deals with a escaped ape who is later revealed carrying a variant of anthrax. Yes. And the scientist who did this really wants to keep a secret. And that's the first story here, is deal with this ape. We also see the Wannabeast here too. The Wannabeast. Here's the thing about this guy. He's somewhat of a racist character, but he's never written to be a racist. He's basically just an animal guy who just... You can think of him as like a male version of Vixen. Because he wears his helmet on his head, he thinks he hears animal things. Later on, of course, Wannabeast does become friends with him. And of course, you all see Vixen up in the book too. And then basically issue 6. Issue 6, this is quite interesting because even though this is sort of a mature style book, we actually have an extra tie-in for Invasion. Yes, Invasion. Where he interacts with Hawkgirl in this very, very revealing attire. It's almost like she's wearing almost virtually nothing except her thong. But that was the late 80s for you. Or back then, this is okay. Nowadays, it isn't. Yeah. Because women are depicted a little more conservative with their clothing. Yeah. Really fun stuff here. This is a really interesting tie-in. And the weird thing is, the next issue has nothing to do with Invasion. It's like they threw this in here because reasons. And of course, you have with this guy called Red Mask, this old superhero. And this leads to the debut of Mirror Master. Yes, the second Mirror Master. Makala, who is Scottish. Yep. And this is the strange thing, though. Mirror Master, a Flash villain, well, the second one made his debut in Animal Man. So he fights Animal Man for a bit, and then he runs to his house, runs into Animal Man's wife, where she proceeds to, doesn't like him very much, because he's damaging her house. He's like, alright, keep your knickers on, hen. And then she proceeds to kick him in the balls. And he's like, really? You did that? And then he proceeds to slap her. And then she kicks him down the stairs. And Animal basically puts his hands on his hips and says, did you hit my wife? And he throws him out of the window. Yes, a window. Then he's zapped in place, and then he gets paid by this mysterious organization. Like, what was the point of that? But yeah, and then we have Martian Manhunter show up in issue number 9. Just cause. Yeah, then we have references to Psycho Pirate because for some reason Psycho Pirate became a recurring character during Grant Morrison's run. Yeah, I don't know why. But he's not the only one. Then we have the Secret Origins issue, which mostly put is just how Anakin first met how he got his powers, meet his wife. He deals with aliens, which never brought up ever again. By the way, see his costume here? You're thinking, that doesn't look like his costume very much. Well, kind of, yes. They kept the same costume up until Flashpoint. And then for the last few issues, he meets up with Vixen, deals with some aliens, and that's it. This book is really good. I love it. Yeah, the trade itself released with DC Vertigo, but it's a very mature comic. I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10, but only recommend people who are adults to read this because it's a very adult-oriented book. Yep. Yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Next up is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, next view. Bye.